Thank you, Scarlett. Good morning and welcome. Why did we say grass is green? That's another way of saying bamboo is good for green architecture. Scientifically, bamboo belongs to the grass family. Well, quite a giant grass. And traditionally, bamboo has been used in vernacular architecture throughout the world for ages. Lately, we are seeing renewed interest in bamboo buildings, made popular some years ago by Ibuku in Bali, where both our speakers had a short stint there. And more recently by Bo Trong Nia in Vietnam, and in Malaysia by Elina Jamil and others. Why is bamboo green? Simply because it grows faster than trees, it gives out more oxygen than the trees in the process, and it also stores more carbon than trees. That's why we say that the grass that is bamboo is greener on this side. Malaysia has about 70 species of bamboo, 12 of which are commonly used for commercial purposes, but they are being underutilized. While bamboo may be green, its use in green architecture can be challenging in terms of structural and fire engineering, and would require more research and development for wider application. This morning, we are honored to have two pioneering experts in bamboo architecture, Eugene Lau from Melbourne, originally from Malaysia, and WIDHI NUGROHO from Indonesia, to share with us their works in bamboo and to update us on the latest development in bamboo architecture. And hopefully, this seminar will inspire some of us to take up research on the use of bamboo in architecture, and perhaps one day, bamboo could catch up, if not surpass, the use of timber in architecture. Thank you. Back to you, Scarlett.
Eugene Lau is an architect who has practiced in England, Malaysia, and Australia for more than 30 years. In the past 7 years, he has refocused and committed his work towards bamboo design, building, and teaching. He joined Ibuku in 2015 and worked on the Green School, Green Village Bali, and was involved in Bamboo U Bali. In 2018, he founded his own practice, TENTEN Design, focusing on bamboo architecture. During the pandemic, he has also started the IG account BetterBambooBuildings and the website of the same name, conducting courses and sharing information on bamboo architecture. So without further ado, I would like to welcome Eugene Lau. Over to you, Eugene.
Thank you, Scarlett. Thank you, everyone. Welcome and selamat pagi to all dignitaries, VIPs. Thank you to the PAM board and also to Klaf. I am honored and privileged to be able to speak to you on bamboo this morning. I hear that there are quite a few other attendees from all over the world, maybe more than 15 countries and many from Malaysia. So settle in and I will start presenting my talk. Thank you. I usually start my talks with this slide. We start from the left. Today, currently, this is the tallest timber building in the world at 83 meters. And in the middle, you will see a familiar building, the Eiffel Tower. This is at 100 meters. And strangely enough, it was completed in 1889, not 1989, but 1889, right? Some time ago. And to the far right, you will see almost like a 3-story bamboo building on a little island called Sumba in Indonesia. I always put this in to really compare how bamboo is re-emerging. It is an old material from many thousands of years ago, but it is re-emerging in the world. It has a lot to catch up on. There are only a few ISO standards in the world for bamboo in the world. But if you think about timber and you think about steel, there are hundreds and hundreds of standards that we all in the design and building industry use and are familiar with and are moderated by. Whereas bamboo is young, it is a new kid on the ground, and it is slowly re-emerging. I also share this particular slide because through the generations, bamboo has had a terrible reputation. It rots, it has fungus on it, it cracks, it doesn't last. The little bamboo hut that is in the paddy fields that we are used to, our grandfathers used to say, oh, 2 years and I have to replace everything. I have to get the roof up, I have to get new poles again, and the bamboo is eaten by termites, right? So the reputation for bamboo is not good. Bamboo is similar to timber, right? If you look at this timber photo on the right, timber can also rot if not treated, same as bamboo. But if you treat bamboo well, if you design bamboo well, it will not rot, it will not fade, it will last a lifetime. Let me go through some of the hotspots of bamboo, especially around ASEAN, the ASEAN nations, and a bit about South America. This is to give you a bit of an overview of what is happening around the world with bamboo architecture. We don't see much of it in Malaysia, right? Although this is slowly starting to change, but around the world, there are many bamboo buildings, many fascinating and impressive bamboo buildings. Let's start with Vietnam on this slide. You will see on the top row with Vo Trong Nha architects. They have been around for a while, since 2000, and their buildings are pretty impressive. They've set really good precedent in the bamboo world, and many other organizations and designers in Vietnam also follow through, as in Bamboo Build in the middle row, with buildings that are similar using local Vietnamese bamboo. One of the things I want to share with you is that each country or each region has got its own specific bamboo, right? We do not necessarily need to import bamboo from other regions, but we can figure out how to use the bamboo we have, right? To be able to harvest, treat, and then design with the bamboo in such a way that can lead to this kind of buildings that you see. On the last row is James Wolfe. James Wolfe has been doing bamboo in Vietnam for more than 20 years, right? He's got a factory, he designs and builds buildings as well. From Vietnam, we move to Thailand. In Thailand, I'll start off with the middle row, right? Middle row of pictures. This is Marcus Roselip from Chiang Mai Life Construction. I think he started off as a banker, but he changed profession. He pivoted across into bamboo, and you can have a look here that his buildings, he's got more than 20 buildings in the Panyadan school. We visited it pre-COVID to have a look, a nice guy, and some of his buildings in there are amazing. He has managed to use local Thai bamboo to create really sensual, curvy buildings that suit the area and the culture. Another young man, Chris Sola, is also doing a lot in Chiang Mai. His company, Solar Architecture, if you can look it up. And below is Tokai Chon, also from Thailand, that's produced very interesting and significant buildings. You may be familiar with some of these that you can see online. The Philippines is about to have a bamboo boom, in my opinion. They have their bamboo treatment starting up. This outfit, Kawayan Collective, run by Ray and Amy, they are treating bamboo in a very professional and organized way, the bamboo that they produce. A lot of the bamboo that they produce go to Base Pahe. You will see them on the bottom row. These are bamboo frame with cement and used for social housing. They are building hundreds and hundreds of these houses, and it is amazing to be able to use bamboo as a sustainable material versus using steel or hardwood timber. One of the buildings that have come up in the Philippines recently is from Sanjay Architects. This is the Polo Pavilion, built for the SEA Games. It uses bamboo very well. Sanjay Architects have incorporated a lot of the design features that are needed for bamboo, which is really to be able to protect your bamboo, to raise your bamboo off the ground so that it doesn't get blasted by the sun or the rain, and of course to use proper treated bamboo. From the Philippines, we move to Indonesia. Indonesia would be the prime hotbed of bamboo. A lot happened from the 2000s when the World Bamboo Congress was held there, and people like Linda Garland started off bamboo in Bali in a very big way. And together with, of course, John Hardy, who got into it, and then later Ibuku and Ilora Hardy. But here are some of the other Indonesian bamboo projects that are of repute, right? Yogstam, Andre, and also this outfit called Inspiral Architects with their resort have really changed the bamboo scene. John Hardy's building, John Hardy and Chon Yu Kwan, who's actually a Malaysian, but living in Bali. This building is one of my favorite buildings, the jewelry building in Ubud. If you get a chance, visit it. It is really amazing. It sits very well in the paddy fields. And in fact, the paddy that is planted goes into the buildings itself. Beautiful building. And Evan, of course, Evan is like Pak WIDHI, also from Ibuku, and is doing great work in Java. Another outfit called Asali Bali. They are based in Bali as well, obviously, and they do good work. They are engineering and also bamboo producers, and they also design their own buildings. Now, moving on really within Indonesia, our experience, I think Pak WIDHI and I worked in Ibuku, and Ibuku really have excelled in bamboo architecture, and they brought it up from the Green School. It is useful to note that the Green School has more than 50 bamboo buildings, right? This is a lot. And from the Green School, when we needed more housing for the expats and also for the locals, Green Village was also born. Green Village has more than 20 bamboo buildings, some of which are really luxurious and also leading, right? Trend leading buildings. This school in Sumba, also by Ibuku, has more than 20 bamboo buildings, and they are all full bamboo buildings. The amount of buildings and the actual stage at which all these were built created almost a bamboo explosion within Bali, within Indonesia. The need then for good treated bamboo, people that could draft, people that could design, people that could build in bamboo. We managed to pull out within the Indonesian culture of creativity, right, and strength to build these buildings. In Indonesia, in Bali especially, you can go to a hardware shop to buy a piece of treated bamboo. You can place an order and it'll come. And this, I hope to see more in many, many ASEAN countries. And I think we will. We will continue to see growth in this way for many, many countries around ASEAN. In China, this building by Mauricio Cardenas, the Bamboo Eye, is an in-bar building. It's a beautiful building. The bamboo trusses span 52 meters. You will see more of this in a book that I'll be mentioning later on in the talk. This bamboo bridge is pretty iconic by Atelier Lai, and also this actual village community hall by SUP Atelier. They are interesting practices, very hard to sort of look up online, but their work is, I really like their work, it's amazing. Of course, you'll hear more from Pak WIDHI and his building in Guangzhou. Apologies for the Guangzhou spelling, but Pak WIDHI brought a group of Balinese artisans to Guangzhou to build this amazing building. One of the things also to share is that bamboo does not necessarily have to be within that locality to be able to harvest and treat and build. We have, in our experience, exported bamboo and shipped it in containers as far away as Africa, as far away as the Maldives to build. It is, of course, debatable on the energy spent to ship this all the way around the world, but there was someone who did the calculation to say that, yeah, in fact, it would probably have been equally sustainable or even better, right? Less if you use steel or concrete. In South America, we have the work of Simon Velez. He is one of the bamboo architect pioneers that started off in the 2000s with his pavilion and many, many works. An emerging firm, Arquitectura Mixta, from Colombia, Jamie and Uma and a few others. This firm you have to look out for. They are really coming up within the South Americas, and their work is significant. Look them up on Instagram. The Loom Temple involves Arquitectura Mixta as well. It's a beautiful grid shell building. Have a look at that. And York Stam is another pioneer. He is from Colombia, based in Colombia, and he does a lot of reciprocal structures, and he was fundamental also in setting up a lot of buildings in the Green School. So really, I think the idea of showing you all these buildings from these different countries is that I wanted to really put in place a bamboo buildings map, right, within ASEAN. And you can note that in Indonesia, there are more than 200 bamboo buildings, right? A lot of them are accepted and approved by the authorities. And in Thailand, more than 70 buildings. In Vietnam and Philippines, more than 30 buildings each, right? This has happened through Southeast Asia from the year 2010 onwards, where bamboo started ramping up, right? The use of bamboo in architecture started ramping up. But how about Malaysia, you ask, right? How about Malaysia? Malaysia, as mentioned, has about 70 species of bamboo. Just note this resource here, it's very useful. Still useful today after 20 years, 30 years. There are many commercial bamboo species in Malaysia, of which I've started here for you, some of the more prominent ones. These are really not exploited yet due to maybe not enough treatment facilities, improper harvesting, and all these need to be raised up. All these need to be raised up, equivalent to the other countries I mentioned. Again, a few more figures of the diameters and lengths of these bamboo species. Malaysia has a lot of bamboo all over the place, and this really needs to be exploited in the right way. How do we do that? How do we do that in terms of bamboo architects and designers, right? How are we going to get bamboo more into the mainstream in Malaysia, as we have seen in Indonesia, Vietnam, Thailand, Philippines. In my journey pre-COVID, I also managed to spend some time in Sabah, looking at some of the species in Sabah because we had a potential project there. I think to be able to do that, especially in countries that have not grown that quickly in bamboo architecture, we need to get knowledge and expertise that is more upstream. In other words, to be able to learn how to plant, harvest, and treat bamboo in the best possible way. And I put here some resources for you. These two documents are very good in terms of bamboo silviculture. And of course, you need training, you need precedent, and you need a lot of development. The government itself cannot do it. For most of the countries that I've mentioned before, through experience and through discussing with people, it is very tough to get government to move. We need a lot of other protagonists that are from the NGOs and also individuals that push. Dr. Tan mentioned Ahmad Mazlan, and of course there are a few others within Malaysia, like Lucas Lu of SEED, who's really pushing in terms of upstream bamboo infrastructure to get this going. And it will happen, it will happen. Of course, we need to educate and train, right, in terms of bamboo design and construction. Let me ask, right, in a chicken and egg situation, right, do you actually have to get your bamboo grown and treated first before you can learn to design and construct? Or do we, as architects and designers, as even project managers, developers, push first, right? Push bamboo buildings to the front, but first we need to train and educate. And to do that, there are a few courses around. Bamboo U offers a really good general immersion in bamboo, right? A very wide course. There's a structural engineering course that's just finished. I hope they do another one by the Institute of Structural Engineers on how to use bamboo applying structural engineering. The AA, the Architectural Association, runs a very good summer course as well. And this course concentrates on using 3D software to be able to apply it in design, the latest 3D software. And they work with a couple of universities in Indonesia to deliver this course. I also run a course called Designing Better Bamboo Buildings. More about that later. But I think the onus is really for us to be able to pick up and learn how to design in bamboo. It is pretty different than working with other materials like timber, steel, or even concrete. To be able to design in bamboo, one needs to really almost reset or retrain, right? It needs a bit of a mentality change and to relearn about how bamboo can be designed. What I normally say to a lot of the course participants is that we want to work along with bamboo and not against it, right? We don't want to box bamboo, but work along with it. To move bamboo ahead and to be able to socialize this, right, with government and compliance organizations, that's very important. As Dr. Tan was saying, when you mention bamboo to engineers or even to, let's say, approving authorities, they almost fall off the chair and say, no, I don't know anything about bamboo and there's not much knowledge. But this is changing, as you can see, from all these hotspots. All these buildings are already up, they have permits and they are going. how did that happen, right? How did that happen in more countries than others? It is a process of socializing and familiarizing, right? Using ISO standards, for example, this new ISO standard that's come out only a month ago or less, gives you the standards to be able to design a 7-meter bamboo building, right? And I think some of the ways, through my experience working with authorities and compliance, is to socialize with them, show them what has been done around the regions, even take them, if the project is big enough and the budget is right, take them on a visit, take them to green school, take them to other countries, to Thailand, to Philippines, to see what's been built. Show them that there are bamboo engineers in the world, bamboo specialist engineers in the world that can help you prove a bamboo building, right? Prove that it can withstand cyclone 5 conditions. It can withstand earthquakes through calculations and through studies. We've had a project recently in Fiji that was in a cyclone area, and yeah, a lot of work to do, but engineers can help with that. Of course, one of the best ways is really to build something and they will come, right? These are some of the more prominent buildings that have affected through their own way, through a web, increased awareness, provided inspiration, and set the scene in many, many countries of how bamboo can then kickstart, right? A landmark building changes a lot of things. So there you go. There are 4 of the ways of trying to develop bamboo architecture. I'm trying to share with you also a bit of my bamboo journey, if you don't mind. A lot of it, as Scarlett mentioned, started as lead architect in Ibuku. It was a 3.5-year period where it was total immersion, and I thank Ibuku, actually. I thank Ibuku and Ilora and the team for imparting all this to me and having immersed now to be able to then share what I learned and continue to learn in bamboo. And I hope to continue to develop together the bamboo architecture world. As I was leaving Ibuku, I had the privilege, together with my wife Ling, to be able to design and build this house, Kamsia House. Kamsia means gratitude, right? It's gratitude of being able to build this house and live within nature. As an architect, a lot of us architects design and construct houses for other people, but I've had the privilege to design, construct, and live in a house, to experience it in a bamboo house. And I've learned a lot from it, being able to live in it for 2 cycles, right? 2 years, to see how the house performs. We also managed to build a little tree house in front of that house, near to the stream. And again, learning a lot from it as well. This was Klaf 2 years ago. A real privilege, and a lot has happened since then from Klaf. I managed to do some work with universities in Singapore, holding workshops. And this project is interesting. This is a foundation that's trying to propose a jungle school. A bit different from the green schools that you're seeing, but their own version of a jungle school in Sabah. From Klaf 2019, I hooked up with EPIC, a great bunch of people doing good work. They do a lot of work in the Orang Asli community, and my work with them is looking at their design, looking at how they operate, and also trying to push bamboo into their scope, right? I hope one day that they will eventually build their first full bamboo orang asli house. Come on, Epic, those who are listening. Another interesting project was a proposal to build a bridge at Keramat. This is in Kuala Lumpur. This bridge design spans 30 meters, which is pretty long, and we're still in the funding stages. So we're hoping for good things to happen. I hope that this can be one of the first significant bamboo buildings in Malaysia. I also want to put a plug for this young man, Daniel Thiel. You will notice if you go to CNA News that he has been featured today, top first page. His work, Daniel's work, is really working with the Orang Asli as well, trying to help them. And his most recent venture is biji buah durian, selling Asli durian, different species, 10 to 15 species that you can order online. Go and help this young man, and also, of course, the Orang Asli. Our work here is to help him do a weekend homestay. You can see the design here. And we are now waiting for funding and land issues to be able to start this project. Lately also, I finished with Javier in Bali, this resort project. We just completed it now. Fingers crossed, we're hoping for tourists to return to Bali to be able to enjoy this building. Also, finishing up with design development for this restaurant. I'm working with the Paneko Foundation and Yale in Medan, in Indonesia, to complete this project. This is now in design development, and we hope to continue and start construction soon. So coming in to the close, I'd like to share a few more things. Scarlett mentioned this Instagram account that I started during COVID. I had to pivot. I had to think of something else to do because we were stuck in a little cabin in Melbourne, right? And I started this Instagram account called BetterBambooBuildings. This is now sort of grown quite well over a year and a bit. To share my experiences in bamboo. From the Instagram account, I wanted to even share further and set up a blog, right? This is a blog with articles of bamboo where people could come also as guest bloggers and also share what they have. We now have about 30 articles on it. Please go on it if you want to find out more. There are 2 articles coming out in the next week or 2. I'm co-writing it with Alvin Tejada from the Philippines, and also another article with Carmen Yong from Malaysia. From this blog, which has grown quite well and getting good response online, I started a course, an online designing bamboo buildings course, which is now the 3rd course has just started. Hello to those who are listening, participants out there. And we are looking forward to starting the 4th one in October. From the course, we have the privilege of writing a book. And this book is coming out in Christmas. It is a book on bamboo architecture as well. And we have selected 30 contemporary bamboo buildings to feature. I'll just run through this now, coming to a close. One of the buildings is from Chiang Mai Life Architects. This is a cooking school, and I'll show you a typical spread of it. These are the sort of early layouts. This book really concentrates on how a bamboo building is structured. You can see from here, going through the elements of the structure and discussing it. And of course, talking about the buildings as well with wonderful photos that these designers and architects have provided. Some with really good drawings, interesting construction stages as well. So there you go. I hope that this has conveyed a bit about bamboo architecture. And I'll just end by saying, as surely as the sun rises every morning, bamboo will also rise and shine. Thank you.
Thank you, Eugene. Next, I am honored to introduce our next speaker, WIDHI NUGROHO. WIDHI is the founder and principal architect of Studio WNA. Studio WNA is a Bali-based architecture practice that works on architecture design, product design, and interior design. They specialize in bamboo design and construction. Their projects are mainly scattered around Indonesia, such as Bali, Yogyakarta, Cirebon in West Java, Padang in West Sumatra, Nias Island, Lombok Island, and many more parts of the country. They have also worked on projects in Malaysia, Thailand, India, and China, as mentioned by our previous panelists. In the recent years, their practice has also organized bamboo workshops to educate architecture students and bamboo enthusiasts on bamboo. So let's please welcome WIDHI NUGROHO, and over to you.
Yeah, thank you very much for the Malaysia and Klaf for the invitation. And yeah, we are happy to share. I'm happy to share my experience on bamboo architecture, and I hope we can learn together about the bamboo structure at this time. Yeah, we'll start my okay. I will start my presentation. My name is WIDHI NUGROHO. I'm come from Bali, Indonesia. Studio WNA is a bamboo architect specialist in Bali, Indonesia, and many of our projects are in hospitality business. So we have a project like a bamboo beach club, bamboo wedding couples, villas, glamping, restaurant, and some boutique resort. And yeah, in this presentations, there are three projects that I want to show you. Number one is Felufanya Bali and Rison Ubud, and the last one is Nansa Exhibition House. So I will start with the Felufanya. Felufanya is a glamour camping. It's like a camping style with hotel facilities, and it is little bit different from the conventional hotels because the glamping that we design has a unique design in every unit. Also comfortable designs, use sustainable material, bamboo, and yeah, the most important too, it's must look Instagrammable. And yeah, but the glamping provide a different experience from the usual hotels. So the Felufanya is the design idea is come from the local owl bird, and yeah, I found that many local people play the Balinese owl bird kite in the side of my project. So I think this bird is very unique, and yeah, I try to use it in my designs idea. So this is the first sketch idea. It is a two-story buildings. We have deck here, we have living area here, and the top is the bedroom. Also, we have a shower here, and also it is the plunge pool. So around this area is basically it's a rice field, and there are some buildings behind this. So it is the floor plans. You can see it is the living room. We have pantry here. It is the livings, and it is the semi-outdoor bathroom and toilet. It is the shower, and we have a big wooden decks to enjoy the view. Also the plunge pool for 2 people. And it is the second floor. It is the staircase. It is the master bedroom with a small lounge, and it is the balcony. And this one is the net that you can laying on the net and enjoy the view. So it's a small project basically. And it is a bamboo scale models. It's a very important process of the designs because a little bit difficult to explain to the contractor if we use working drawings, standard working drawings. So the best way is to make the models, the scale models 1/50. So the contractor, the bamboo contractor can see all the structures, the joints and everything. So it is a construction process. You can see the bending rafter and also the bending columns here. And the bamboo sit on the stones to reduce the humidity. Yeah, you can see the curve floor plan here, and also the roof. We use local thatch roof. And basically, this is the rice field. And it is the finished constructions. So yeah, you can see this plunge pool. The entrance is from here, the stepping stones. And it is the living room, and it is the bedroom on the top. So this building facing to the beautiful rice field, and also the Agung Mount in Bali, the biggest mount in Bali. So you can see this oval idea. You can see it from the roof. So yeah, it is the living. It is the bed, and it is the shower, the semi-outdoor shower, still under the roof. And we have hanging bed here. This is the balcony. Yeah, it is the view from different side. So from this bed, you can see the beautiful rice field and Gunung Agung. Yeah, it is the view from the living room. We have rain screen. If the rain come, we need to close the walls, the openings. Sometimes, yeah, sometimes. It is the pantry, and we use the electric stove. and the simple lightings. So we designed also the interior, all this bamboo. For this project, we use scrap wood, this floor. So we can combine with the other materials. So in the night, it's quite romantic. So this is the outdoor living room here. The semi-outdoor shower and the scrap wood of for the wooden deck. This is the second floor. We try to use the galvanized door frame. So we combine the traditional and modern and local material and industrial materials. So this, we hope, we use this glass door and frame. We can see the view outside very maximum, because if we laying on the bed, we have almost 250-degree view. We have the interior. It is the ceiling is the idea is come from seashell. You can see the clamps. We use also the black bamboo, so we have contrast colors. It is the light in the night. You can see the floor. It look very nice in the night. And in the morning, the sunrise come into the bedroom. So we have shadow. It is a quite simple structure. This is the bed. Sorry, the net bed. So you can laying here and sunbath, something like that, because it's very close to Gunung Agung. So the air is very fresh. This is the coffee table balcony, at the balcony. It is the outdoor shower. We have a shower curtain if you want more privacy. And yeah, it is the stone waterfall. Yeah, the right now, many of my clients request the buildings need Instagrammables. So that is very difficult to me to design beautiful buildings that very Instagrammable. But yeah, I think we quite success to design the Instagrammables buildings. So from the bed you can see this beautiful Mount Agung. Yeah, this from the top. Yeah, the good things about this project is not only about the architectures, but the backstory of this building is we try to use local bamboo craftsmanship, and we teach them how to build modern bamboo structures, because basically they are artists, and in this project we learn from the professional, from the architects, how to build very good quality of bamboo buildings. Also, we use local bamboo, very close to these projects, and yeah, we teach them also how to treat the bamboo, and we use boric acid for the treatment. So we have like a local impact for the people here. So we teach them the design, the quality of the buildings, also the treatment, the bamboo treatment. So it's like a sustainability. Okay, this the first. This the second projects. It's the same. It's a glamping resort villa by Escape Ubud. It is small project, only 64 square meter. Yeah, basically my design is come from, I mean, I learn many things from our cultures, especially Bali cultures and architectures. So basically my designs, my design idea is come from the traditional architectures. But right now I try to make it in the new designs and for the new functions. So not only for the house, but for many functions. And the recent villa is the ideas come from Balinese traditional granary. The granary, this granary is symbol of prosperity. So at the right photo, you can see it is this one compound of one family house of Balinese, and it is the granary. So the Balinese concept is they have a separate dwelling for the parents, children's, and for the kitchens, and also for the granary. So the design idea come from this granary. It's the sketch idea. So basically open building for the livings, and this bedroom on the top. Very simple design. It is the floor plan. So it is the living room. We have pantry here, and it is the living with long bench here. We have private semi-outdoor shower and toilet here. Yeah, it is a glamping. So we have a hotel facility. We have a pool. We have sometimes we have a hot pool also, and it's quite different with the other conventional hotels. And because like in Bali, there are a lot of resorts, high-end resorts, hotels, five-star hotels, villas. So it's very difficult to to I mean, I have a lot of competitor for my clients. I mean, yeah, my client come to me and ask me to design this glamping because yeah, they want to have something different than the others hotels. So this hotel is very specific for young people, especially for young couple that love to stay in the natures. Also for honeymooners, as well as those who are adventurous also. So this kind of glamping is not for the families basically, and not for old people. So we have very specific guests. So we think we can reduce the competitor of the 5-star hotels. So we have a very specific client, very specific guests, and specific design also. So it is the second floor, the master bedroom. We have net also here. Yeah, we design, sometimes we design the landscape also. The concept is a Balinese tropical garden. We use local trees, flowers, and also the local materials. So all of our glamping design, we have our own private gardens here. So the guests not only stay in the room only, like in conventional hotel block, but in this glamping they can spend the days in the gardens to see the beautiful view around the glamping. And we have you know, these plunge pools. So we sell the experience, basically, the experience. That is the key. So it is the bamboo scale models. You can see the structure here clearly. It's a very very simple structure. These structures. It is with the rafters. It is the construction process. And basically in this project, we have 3 units of glamping, all the building with different design, different style, different concept. The result is this ones. You can see this photo, the workers installing the rafters. It's basically, honestly, it's not easy to bend the bamboo following the models. You can see this rafter is not too smooth. So yeah, the contractor need to change this more than 2 times, 3 times, because I told them that it's not good. So they replace the rafter and install again, and I say it's not good, and replace again. So yeah, it's not easy, honestly. And it is the plunge pool still under construction. So you can see the comparing between this photo and this photo. So it is when they install the roof rafter at the first, and it is the finish after they remove 3 times of the rafters. we use a bamboo roof, and we put the skylight here. So almost 20 until 30% the architect need to adjust on site. So yeah, we need to come and see to check the quality of the buildings, and especially for like we use these curved columns. Yeah, we need to check because it's quite difficult to make it. We need yeah, professional bamboo workers to do it. This column it's like a clumps of bamboo grow here. There are 9 bamboo poles in one clumps. Yeah, it's very strong, very strong. And you can see we use double beams here. The span about 5.5 meter between this pole and the other pole. And this is the finished constructions. So yeah, very simple structure, very simple designs. We try to make it simple, but good for the guests to stay, to enjoy the view. And yeah, I think it's quite Instagrammable. Yeah, it is the other side of the photos. Yeah, you can see at the right photos the other buildings here. So around of these glampings is rice field and coconut trees. We use the flowers, the plants for the boundary. So we have a good privacy here. This is the living room and the pantry. It's quite simple. We designed the interior also. This is the pantry here. We just put a simple lighting, and all the buildings facing into the garden and the rice field. It is the living room, so you can enjoy the sunrise here, and in the night you can spend your time in the garden also. This is in the bedroom. You can see this skylight is, yeah, for me it's very important because I like to play with the shadow and the sun come into the room, and every hour it's always change, something like that. So we have a very different experience every time. So you can imagine when you laying in this bedroom, you can see the rice field, the beautiful of the rice field outside. Also, you can enjoy it here on the net. It is the bathroom. So we want to show the experience of the jungle feelings, jungle outdoor shower. So we have outdoor bathtub, and we hope the guests will enjoy the experience taking a bath outside, but in the private area. That is the other view photos. So from the net you can see all around the rice field in Ubud. Yeah, it is in the nights. It's quite romantic, I think, for the honeymooners. Yeah, it is from the top view. There are 3 units. It is the resound, the glamping, and it is the other units with 2 buildings, and it is the other units. It's quite small buildings, projects. So it is the rice field. It is second project. This the last project is Nansa Exhibition House in Guangzhou, China. It is Indonesian Exhibition Center for Culture, Tourism, and Commerce. So it is the master plan of Nansa Bird Park. And yeah, it is basically a wetland, and there are many small islands here, and the bird are there here, stay here freely. And my building is in here. You can see my cursor here. And the building is about 800 square meter. It's just finished last year. It is the site, so you can see the lagoon here. It's the birds. So the design process is to find the idea. It's quite difficult to find this idea of this project, and yeah, we just back to the site and come and feel the spirit of the place and see the birds that yeah, the birds come from around the world, from Africa, and yeah, many birds stay here. So yeah, we think that the bird is good idea to have, you know, yeah, for the designs. So it is the idea. So these birds, these 2 birds, it's are symbolize the good relationship between Indonesia and China. So the exhibition house is for the like a showroom for artwork, craft from Indonesia, Bali, in China, but it's owned by Chinese in Guangzhou. So it is like a symbol of good relationship between Indonesia and China. So the idea is come from these 2 birds, and yeah, we are hugging each other. So it is the one building shape. The very simple idea. So it is the initial design sketch form. You can see it is the ground floor, it is the second floor, this 3rd floor, and it is the tower. It's the rendering sketch. Yeah, it is the hugging birds, and yeah, into the building designs. So it is the main entrance. Yeah, we try to imagine the quality of the space, around the buildings. Also, yeah, with the birds, with the trees around the buildings. Yeah, this is the section of the site. It is the highway. So it is the exhibition house. It is the lagoon. Yeah. So it is the buildings, and it is the old exhibition buildings, the existing. You can see the organic floor plans. So it is the columns, the clumps of the column. Yeah. This is the main entrance. There are two main entrances. One here into the second floor, direct into the second floor. It is the staircase from the ground floor to the towers. This is the tower columns, and we plan to put the sand for the ground floor. We're not using the concrete. And it is the second floor. It's the bamboo tower rings here. It is the main entrance into the second floor. We put some furniture layout, and you can see the direction of the columns, bamboo columns here. Also, we play with the floor patterns. We combine with a black bamboo, natural color bamboo, and also some scrap wood, local scrap wood. This is the third floor here. Access from this staircase, the hall, and it is the tower continue to the top floor, and it is the top floor. Yeah, it is the very important drawings. Every architects love to see the sections, so you can see these important sections. The building height is 21.5 meter or 41 feet here in these points. So it is the access from outside to the second floor. It is the staircase. You can see it is the tower, and the staircase is outside the tower. Yeah. But at the second floor we have staircase inside the tower. Yeah. So you can see also the structures of the bamboo columns. Yeah. It is the main. It is the bamboo scale models. You can see this the human scale here. So it's quite big buildings for bamboo, and it's the staircase into the second floor. We have a skylight here, so we can have the shadow inside the building. This is the structural analysis. If you ask me about the structures, yeah, we have civil engineer that specialize in bamboo constructions. So my engineers calculate all the wind loads, earthquakes, building loads. So as an architect, I need to make sure my client to make sure the building is safe for the people, for the just to make sure all the structure is very strong. And because in China it's in the cyclone area, So my engineers calculate this building can stand for 120 kilometers per hour of wind. More than this, I think it's yeah, you know, force measures. It's column position here. You can see the scale of the human. Yeah, it is a foundation on site. It is the foundation tower here in the middles, and it is the clumps of the columns here. And this is the construction process. Yeah, I think every architects love to see the photos of the building process, because from this we can learn a lot. Yeah, in bamboo construction, we start to install the split beam, not the columns. It's very different with the others buildings constructions. You can see in my cursor, it is the split beam, we call it, this one, from bamboo. And after that, we install the columns here. Yeah, install the double beam here. It is the ring beam for the tower. So it's basically it's a split, sum of split, and we clamp it with iron, or we tie it with you know, cable or something. So we make it as a beam. So this column is continue to the top. This bamboo column is almost 12 meters here. So it's continue to the other to the roof. This, you can see this beam, double beam. So we have 4 beam. This roof support beam. This roof support, we install the roof support. Also this rafter at this photo. And yeah, this, we call it bracing. That is very, very important to make the structure rigid. This one. And you can see it is the ridge of the roof. We use a double bamboo. And we have a jack roof here. It is, yeah, there is no technology here. We just use, you know, bamboo skilled worker from Bali. They are 10 people and with 5 local labor in China. So you can imagine these workers, they install the bamboo one by one on the top of the roof. It's around 17 meters from the ground. And yeah, at that time it's quite cold, 9 degrees Celsius. So for Balinese is very cold. This one half structure of the roof. We use a black bamboo. You can see these workers. It's the backbone of the bird. This one. So half roof already finished. You can see this. It is the tower. We use a black bamboo tower. This one, the Black Bamboo Tower, right in the middle. Yeah, from the top of this tower, you can see this beautiful view of Nansa area. You can see this the ring beam to hold all the bamboo in the tower. This is the top of the roof, 21.5 meter. This is, they start to install. Yeah, you can see it is the bird head with the wings. They start to install the bamboo roof here on the top. This one, bamboo roof installing. The roof structure is complete, and I mean the rafter are there, but they just need to cover the structure with bamboo roof. Yeah, I like this photo very much. The bamboo roof complete with the skylight here and with the jack roof. Yeah, the jack roof. It's a part of my design strategy to reduce the the load of the winds, so the wind will flow out from outside. Sorry, yeah, outside to inside here and outside again. This one, the inside of the buildings, it is the skylight. Install the floor. It's the jack roof. Yeah, it is the finished constructions. Yeah, simple lightings, and yeah, it's quite good project for us. Yeah, it is the main entrance into the buildings to the second floor, and it is the staircase outside of this tower. It's outside, and it is inside the tower, the staircase. Yeah, it is the bird view. It's the top view of the buildings. Yeah, it is the entrance roof. And yeah, you can see this, the sand. So my client wants to, the Bali feelings. So they put the sand, so it's feeling like on the beach of Bali. Yeah, it's a big roof. If you ask me why the roof is so big, because we need to protect all the structures, all the bamboo from the from the rains, also from the humidity. You can see the scale of the human here. It is the floor design motif, the patterns. It's the jack roof with the skylight also here. It's the staircase inside the tower. We use two color of bamboo, so we have contrast colors. And I like the shadow here. This the entrance door, the main entrance doors, with the lights, floor design motif with black bamboo. Yeah, this the last presentation. Thank you. Terima kasih and suksema. Yeah, okay. Thank you. Back to the Scarlet. Thank you, Scarlet.
Thank you, WIDHI. It's so amazing to see both our presenters presenting on the structures itself. I recently went through a little bit on bamboo buildings, and it's just amazing to see how bamboo has come to become this sort of complex structures as well, not just the typical small structures, but now into this amazing and awe-inspiring structures. And it's quite organic, it's very sexy with all the curves and everything. So yeah, thank you to both our presenters for sharing today. So now we'll move on to our Q&A session. Thank you everyone who submitted your questions, but keep those questions coming. We'll try to answer as much as possible. So now I would like to invite our moderator, Architect Lee Chowa, to conduct this session. Over to you, Architect Lee.
Thank you, Scarlett. What a fantastic presentation. We have a good overview of the current bamboo development around the world, and especially in this region from Eugene. And then we have very detailed explanation, a presentation of bamboo construction from a small building to a large scale building from WIDHI. So I think that's a very comprehensive educational session for all of us today, from the macro to the micro understanding of bamboo construction. We have quite a number of questions now, about 31 of them. I will try to take the earlier one first and slowly go down. Hopefully we have the time to answer some of them, most of them. You can also try to vote for those questions that is that you feel that also is what you want to ask, and those with more light, we'll try to answer those first. Yeah. Okay. There's one question from Jenny Chow. How do you move forward with bamboo construction in mass housing? Secondly, how is PAM planning to move forward support in bringing bamboo into the mainstream construction in Malaysia? I guess the second question will be to, if Izumi is still here, maybe Izumi can help answer that. Otherwise, we'll just answer the first question on Eugene. How do you see bamboo constructions will move forward in mass housing? Whether there's any possibility in such application?
Thank you, Chowa. Yes, very, very possible. I've given the example of Base Bahe in the Philippines. This is under the Hilti Foundation, right? They're building hundreds of bamboo houses of mass housing, social housing. This is using bamboo as framing, like stud framing or metal framing, to build a basic house, and strengthening with chicken wire and cement mesh, right? Cement render. This system is already tested, approved. There's an ISO system already based on this. And please look at that as a precedent. Good examples of what happens there. The treatment, the harvest, treatment, and design of this process is already set up in the Philippines, and they are going great guns. They're going very well. I think in many other countries, this can follow through their examples, but to be modified to suit your particular country and culture. There are some that I'm working with as well with certain social enterprise to be able to develop those systems.
Okay,
but
next
certainly
one.
Very possible, yes.
Thank you, Eugene. I think we have a lot, so we will try to make it short and sweet.
Sure.
This next one is from architect Muhammad Roslan Raza. I noticed that comparing to timber architecture, the bamboo architecture seems more fluid and organic in design. Can the panelists elaborate on this? Maybe WIDHI, you want to take on this?
Yeah.
Can you see the question on your screen?
Not yet.
Okay, you try to turn on the Q&A button.
Okay.
And it's a question from architect Muhammad Roslan Razak, talking about the organic shape of the bamboo structure. What is your view, whether they could be, perhaps, maybe he's thinking of whether they could be more rectilinear application of bamboo. We'll start with WIDHI. Maybe Eugene, you can chip in later. Yeah.
Yeah, I think bamboo is more flexible to design because of the material. We have like bamboo in Bali. We can order bamboo like 11 or 14 meter, and so it's we have you know chance to design with that material. I mean, if we compare with wood, it's quite difficult to get more than 5 meters. So
I see. Okay.
so with bamboo, I think we can we can design organic, and also we can mix with the other material, with concrete, with steel. Is absolutely no problems. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you. WIDHI. I noticed at the end there's one of our friends, Chiwi from Kuching. He asked whether is it possible to use bamboo to design a very sleek, modernist, rectilinear building. Maybe Eugene can chip in on this.
I'm trying to answer a few questions at once, right? We're talking about bamboo and whether it can be made really, in my way, made to look like other materials or to conform into more conventional designs. What I would say to everyone really interested in bamboo is that look at the bamboo clump, right? Go close to a bamboo clump and look for any straight lines. Are there any straight lines there? Right? So my statement about not boxing in bamboo is that we work along with bamboo, right? Especially full count bamboo, where you are using poles naturally. We try to use bamboo in its own sway, curvy way, and sometimes we even accentuate it by bending it. And this leads to really, as what Scarlet says, right, sexy buildings, curvy buildings that really show bamboo in its fullest. Okay, but I think moving on, where we're talking about engineered bamboo that is processed into beams and columns, yes, that will come soon once
the technology
it is more sustainable. At the moment, a lot of energy is being burned trying to make all this engineered bamboo, and it's not yet affordable energy-wise or money-wise to be able to use that in square and box buildings.
Okay.
Thank you.
Next, we take a question from some has missed, some has gone. Okay. On fire, from Muhammad Khairul Izam Muhammad Musa. How does bamboo perform in a fire situation in comparison with other materials such as timber, concrete, and steel? Can you hear? Did you hear the question? The fire performance of bamboo.
Sure. I mean, but WIDHI, you want to answer? I can answer, but why don't you go first? Then I'll answer.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. So about the fires, the main thing is about the fire is, I mean, to save the human, number one. I mean, all fire extinguisher are created to save human life from fire. So the human safety is number one, and the second is to save the building itself. I mean, if you ask me, can we put like a fire sprinkle? Yeah, we can, but aesthetically it's look ugly. Yeah, for me. Yeah. So in my design, I use a portable fire extinguisher, and Yeah. Yeah. Honestly, we can use like a fire retardant coating spray for wood or for the fabric, but it's quite expensive. Yeah. If you compare with wood and bamboo, yeah, because bamboo is hollow, so it's easy to burn to fire. So yeah, we need to consider about that. So if you see in my photos project, we use like an electric stove, so it's reduce the the risk of the fires. Yeah, if the building burns down uh, partially or completely, it will be built again. But the human life is very important. As long we can save the humans, it's no problem that if the I think
Building burns down.
the building because number one it's the humans
Okay, good.
life. Yeah.
Eugene, your take, please.
I want to talk about fire resistance, means of escape, and flammability, right? More technical in terms of that. So bamboo and timber have very similar. Bamboo may have better figures than timber, but it is more the onus on us as architects and designers to be able to think of how we can design the means of escape from a bamboo building, such that, yes, the bamboo building can burn down, but fire is all about how quickly can you evacuate a building, right? So how do we then bring people out as quickly as we can within 30 minutes, an hour? That's how fire resistance is based on. Bamboo can be coated, and there are materials now coming on to increase its or reduce its flammability. But again, I would say that a lot of testing needs to be done so that bamboo can then be up there together with the rest of the materials with standardized, complied, and approved fire ratings so that authorities can approve it easily. At the moment, the main stumbling block is that there's not enough testing for bamboo as a material. For someone in, let's say, DBKL to say, yes, I can give you 30-60 or 60-60. That cannot be done yet. So we have a lot of work to do still.
Okay. Next question from Facebook. Question: What would be the types of treatment on our local bamboo required to make it from natural form to building material grade? He's thinking, say, whether to make them last for 50 years, 50 years span.
Okay, if I answer that?
Yes, please.
I think there are between 5 to 6 like recognized methods of treating bamboo. And I think talking about bamboo life as well, it all really depends. I think Pak WIDHI will agree that it is how you put together the buildings, how you design the buildings such that bamboo is protected, right? Not exposed to sun, not exposed to rain or humidity. If you can do that well, bamboo buildings will automatically last longer. If you do not follow those, bamboo buildings will start to rot and get a bad reputation. That is not what we want in the bamboo world, right? We want everyone to be able to design properly to cope with it. Treatment-wise, if you're designing something for a client, you need really to use chemicals. You cannot rely on traditional methods, which will likely cause the bamboo to get eaten by insects or rot or split up, right? You need to use chemicals such as borax and boric acid with water, and you either soak it or soak and heat it, or use the other 3 or 4 methods that are available. Once bamboo is treated properly, like timber, it will not have any issues, right? In the past, all the issues came up because bamboo does not last. Why? Because it was not harvested, treated, or seasoned properly, and not designed properly as well.
So how long can they last? 50 years or more?
We always say, protagonists in bamboo always say a lifetime, and a lifetime can be 30, 50 years, right? And it's subject to so many other factors.
Okay, good, thank you. The next popular question is about the cost of bamboo construction. So how much per square foot would it be for most of your buildings? Range, maybe the range in different countries?
Maybe Pak Widhi, maybe you want to say something, Pak Widhi?
Yeah.
On
For
cost?
the buildings cost, I can say it's quite same with the conventional building cost. So like in Bali, it start from 500 US dollar per square meter, only for the structures. So yeah, it's quite difficult to count the building cost, because it's depend to the designs. If you use the wall, it will more expensive. But if without wall, it's more cheap. And yeah, it's very depend to the designs.
For example, the exhibition center in China, ballpark figure, rough figure.
Sorry, I don't know.
Okay,
I don't know.
okay, never mind. Back to you, Eugene.
I would say costs for bamboo buildings is very subjective and relies on many factors, right? It can range, like Pak Widhi says, 50 or 500 US dollars per square meter to something like Sharma Springs in Bali, in Green Village, can be up to 2,000 US per square meter, a very luxurious building, right? With many high quality materials. Again, cost is very subjective, but what we need to bear in mind as designers and architects is that the cost, I find, the cost in many countries, the cost of labor and the lack of artistic skills is making the overall cost of the bamboo building jump like crazy, right? We're adding 30% because we cannot find good labor. Like in Bali, you can go to any village, any good bamboo village, and get a team to build for you. But in Philippines, in Malaysia, the labor shortage and the skill shortage is making this cost really climb. So this is a sector which we need to develop somehow by transference of skills or by building up local skills and bringing back past traditional skills that we have lost.
Okay, thank you. Next question from Facebook, from Sean Wong. He asked about the bamboo during over the lifespan of the building, the curve, whether they would deteriorate, whether they would change when exposed to heat and humidity. The band or the curve of the of the bamboo, yeah. Over time, will they stay the same or will they change?
If you design well with bamboo and protect it, the curves do not get affected by the environment, right? They are protected from the sun, from the water, of course from insects as well. Provided all your joints, the secret with bamboo buildings is how do you join your bamboo? That's what Pak Widhi will agree, right? The joints are the paramount areas of a bamboo building. If you join it successfully and strongly, then you won't have any problems.
Okay.
There are many ways to curve bamboo as well. When you want to bend or curve bamboo, look at our Better Bamboo Buildings blog. There's an article about how to bend or curve bamboo, right? Many ways, using smoke, using heat, water, pressure, all that you can learn.
Yeah, Widhi, you talk about engineer being involved in your project. I think there's one question about engineer from Mojiali. Are engineers usually involved in the projects? They are. If there isn't, how do designers ensure structural integrity? Just thinking of ways to bring bamboo to mainstream commercial development, as engineers are usually involved. So he or she likes to know about the involvement of engineer. How do you actually get them involved? Are they involved in all your project, or only the larger ones? We start with Widhi.
Yeah, basically the engineers, we have the bamboo specialist engineers. So they calculate the structures. We use the engineer only for the big structure like in ANSA, but for the small structure, I think because we have the experience, so we don't need to use the the civil engineer for the small building, but for the big, yeah. And yeah, usually in the design process, in the design development, we have the models, and our architects make the 3D line in the AutoCAD, and the civil engineer will calculate from the 3D lines and calculate the load of the wind, something like that. So after that, they make some recommendation. Oh, the column need double because of the load of the roof is very heavy, something like that. And yeah, as a bamboo architects, we need to see the material closely, because if we can solve the problem of the bamboo itself, the bamboo can stand, like Eugene said, 15 years, something like that. But yeah, we need to practice, basically, because without practice it's very difficult. Yeah.
Are there special software for bamboo engineering design, structural engineering design?
They use SAP 2000.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
Eugene, you want to add on anything?
Yes, for sure.
Okay,
for sure. I think as bamboo architecture development has grown, the early days, a lot of designers relied on their models, right? They didn't use calculations, which is fine. But in today's world, my recommendation is that if you are doing a bamboo building, if you are designing one for yourself or as an experiment, fine, do that. Use the model and work with it. And sometimes experienced designers use gut instinct. But in today's world, if bamboo is to progress, we need better bamboo engineers, right? There are many around the world in many countries now, and they are slowly growing. Normal structural engineers, conventional ones that have started to specialize in bamboo. You can find them now, and you can appoint them to analyze your buildings. This is what I do now for any commercial work or work that a client has paid me to do. I always have a bamboo engineer to work out for me and sign off. Okay. That is critical for bamboo to progress, right? As an industry, we need that. We need that regulated and recognized so that it gets going and bamboo does not fall backwards but move forward.
Thank you. Next question from Gershon Gakot. Can you share other ways on the control of squeaking sound on joints and floors other than placing rubber tubes in between?
I know Gershon from the Philippines. Thank you for that question. So I will answer that and WIDHI, please contribute, right? It is not easy in a sort of building with very, very small parts to prevent squeaking, especially if you're trying to look on a sustainable angle of not over gunging the building with glue, with steel screws and nails and layers of buildings, right? Because a bamboo building is very basic. It's got many, many small parts, and a lot of it is by bamboo pins, yeah, Pak WIDHI. Yeah. And these pins, if not done properly, or as they age, will come out or loosen up or pop up, right? We cannot avoid that kind of thing. We have used rubber tires to use it as buffers under some of these flooring to avoid squeaking. And in the past, I think we've used maintenance, really come back and redo parts that squeak. But bamboo is natural, right? Bamboo is not like concrete where it's going to stay still, right? So when you live in a bamboo building, you accept that there are creaks and you try to correct them if you can, but this is what it is, right? It is natural, living and moving.
Okay, WIDHI, any?
Yeah, I think that is the unique of the bamboo. So we
So live with it,
yeah,
and
live with,
enjoy,
yeah,
and enjoy this and the noise.
I like to say
Yeah.
also that if you're buying your engineered bamboo floor from an American company and you're fixing it in an apartment or condo in Florida on a concrete floor, there's no creaks, right? But you're paying a gazillion dollars more for it.
Okay, I saw a question on toilet, the wet area. How do you treat bamboo in the wet area? But I somehow lost it. Maybe you can elaborate on that. In the wet areas
Yeah.
like toilets, the walls and floors, how do you treat those bamboo in that area?
Yeah, for the toilet area, yeah, we need to consider that the bamboo is not good with the water, with the humidity.
Oh,
So in my design, usually if I have a toilet in second floor, especially at the shower area, I will put like a metal shower base. So the rain shower water just fall into the base, and yeah, it's better to use like uh, uh, we usually like a asphalt sheet layer behind the top floor of the uh, shower. So the yeah, the main floor will yeah, protect
okay,
from the water. Yeah.
good. Anything else?
I think, yes, I think we have to remember that bamboo is hygroscopic. In other words, moisture moves in and out of it all the time. Yeah, same as timber.
Okay.
If we can coat bamboo well, then moisture doesn't get in and affect it, right? When moisture gets in, it becomes weak. But with wet areas, my way of dealing with it is to isolate wet areas from bamboo if you can. In first principles, keep wet areas away from bamboo. And if you cannot, like Pak Widhi says, use other materials to then shield the bamboo from the water. That would be the basic principle to look at.
Good. Talking about coating, there's a question from John asking about what sort of coating do you use on the roof, on bamboo roofing?
Yeah, I usually use you can for the coating, yeah, for the
Yeah.
coating I use like uh, I don't know in English.
The same, it's
Like
same. Indonesia, Indonesian language, okay.
Waterproofing, like what roof waterproofing coatings,
Okay.
the clear ones.
Okay.
And under of the roof, we have asphalt sheet like a bitumen or something like that. So
Okay.
yeah, it's protect from the rain. And also for the structure coating, we use the quite same material. Yeah, maybe Eugene can add more.
Yeah, I think with coatings, it's very hard at the moment because coatings don't last long. They get UV affected, they get water affected, right? And you can only rely on coatings for a few years before you have to check and then recoat, right? We are waiting for a lot of more development in terms of nano coatings to get a really good coating, and that will happen. But not yet. So we have to rely on an asphalt underlayer, right, to be able to then put bamboo shingles on top. So this is your insurance, your underlayer, and your bamboo is on top, and then you coat the bamboo as well. But then you have to remember that certain parts of the roof wear off faster than other parts. So you need to check regularly. Bamboo buildings need maintenance, like most buildings, but bamboo buildings need more maintenance and more care for them to last longer, right? Because they are natural.
Yeah. Also, I want to add about
Okay.
If you use a natural material for the roof, the angle of the roof is very important, because if you use a quite flat roof, so the water will slowly flow. But if the angle is very sharp, so it's better. Yeah. Okay.
Okay. Next question.
I've been actually talking about this. Sorry, Choa.
It's okay.
About this in our course. A very valid point that was brought up. Thank you, WIDHI. The pitch of the roof is critical, right? Never do anything below 30 degrees for bamboo. That would be my recommendation.
I see.
Right?
I see. That's a
40
good
is good. 40 and above if you can. But remember your laps, right? Your side lap, your overlaps. If you are using bamboo shingles and other materials, not just the pitch of the roof. If your tiles do not lap and protect each other, you are in for failure because of wind-driven rain that will come out and leak into your buildings. Yeah.
Similar to shingles.
That's right.
Yeah.
Okay. Next question from Man Bing Cheng. It appears that bamboo construction is more suited to the tropics where the climate is warm and natural ventilation is encouraged. In countries where there are seasonal changes, for example, in winter, how is climate control addressed? Issues like heat insulation and weather tightness might be a problem.
With difficulty, try growing a papaya tree in Norway, right? You're introducing a material that's tropical into another country. We have tried to put bamboo in Dubai, right? Trying to use all the precautions we can by drilling, by saw cutting, and then sending it to Dubai, and it still cracks, right? We have also seen bamboo used as cladding in Scandinavia, right? A car park. There are 2 car parks, I think, currently using bamboo, whole calm bamboo as cladding all around. They've so far managed to survive the snow and the summer heat, but of course there will be issues. So a full calm natural bamboo is tough to introduce externally in a temperate climate. That's a fact. Don't try to push the boundaries.
Okay.
That's one, right? Yeah. So if you want to use it internally, fair enough, but also be very careful. That's what I would say.
Next is from Nilda Arias. Which is the most challenging aspect of using bamboo as the main structural material, and how do you confront it? How do you resolve it, especially on a 3 to 4 story building?
Sorry, can you repeat it?
This person is talking about the structural aspect of bamboo. How do you solve a structural problem of a building that is 3-4 story high? Can bamboo buildings go up to 3-4 story high?
Yeah, I think there is no problem with the height of the big buildings with bamboo. I mean, so because of the material that I said that we can use 11 or 12 meter bamboo material. So that is the advantage of this material compared with the wood materials. So with bamboo, I can make like a span more than 15 meters without pull in the middle. It's absolutely no problem. But when you use the wood construction, it's quite difficult to make it more than 10 meters. But with bamboo, it's no problem.
Okay.
So in my studio we try to explore this material to the big buildings, high buildings. So yeah, I think there is no problem with that.
Okay. Next question from one Ashraf Muhammad Shamsuddin. Do most Balinese contractors know how to work with bamboo? How many years did it take to finish this beautiful project? I guess he's referring to the project in China. And was it within the targeted time?
Yeah, there are 10 Balinese skilled bamboo workers come from Bali that work in that projects with 5 local workers. And for the structure, for the main structure, it need 6 months. And after that, the local worker finishing the structure. They put the railing, something like that. They install some of floor. Yeah, I can say it takes 10 months for that buildings until finishing. Yeah. Thank you.
Okay. How does the grid system as shown in the plans help the organic shape of the bamboo building? That's from Pei Chai.
I think Eugene can explain about that.
whether the grid system in your drawing mean anything or not, or just drawing reference, or is it for the contractor at all?
So we are talking about conventional grid A, B, C, D, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, square off system. How does it apply to a bamboo building? Yeah, is that the question?
Yes.
Okay. So if you are looking at bamboo architecture, an organic type of architecture like WIDHI's building in China that is shown, the grid helps to set out the position of the counts, right, of the poles. Basically, that's what it is. Whereas we, as conventional architects, have been geared to say that your column has to be on the grid as a center line, right? With an organic shaped bamboo building, the grid is there as a grid, right? It's an imaginary grid on the ground, but your bamboo poles do not have to conform and be centered on the grid, right? The grid is only used to set up where the counts or the poles are, which is usually not on grid.
It's a guide only.
Okay.
Yeah.
For certain buildings like factory buildings or portal frame buildings that have a more squared off grid, yes, the center point is on the center point.
Okay.
Yeah, but it's a guide only.
Okay.
With bamboo buildings, also the tolerances are not millimeter perfect, right? We have to learn how to work with bamboo poles that are not straight.
What's
right?
the tolerance?
Thicknesses are tapered, right? Really, and it changes. So it is like being flexible, being able to sway in the wind like bamboo, right? And designers have to be that way because your windows cannot be predetermined. Your window size, you cannot say, I want a 3 foot by 4 foot window and it will happen for you immediately. No.
Has to be measured.
You got to know how to work on it.
Okay, good. Next question, we take a question from Facebook from Zina Ho. Can you share with us your thoughts on the current standards and bylaws for building with bamboo? Apart from the ISO standard that you showed us, any other bylaws that are available now? Okay,
maybe I can answer that. In the Philippines, they have started adopting a lot of the ISOs and forming their own bylaws, right? Their own codes, if you like. Same with Vietnam, same with Thailand, right? Many countries. In India, they've got their own bamboo code as well, together with, I think, Colombia, right? They have their own bamboo bylaws, if you like, right? Their own documents. Look up under Better Bamboo Buildings, this article, we talk about this quite particular in an article on bamboo codes and standards, right? Bamboo standards. Look that up and you can actually read a bit about it on the different standards that are around the world for bamboo.
Okay. There's a question on from Chiu Hui Lan on the Kramat Community Bridge in KL. Can you please elaborate, how do you intend to further liaise with the authority to get approval on the bridge?
At the moment, there's already a library that was really well done by UCSI and Sexan's group. They did that very well. With this bridge, it is still early days. It's proposing to link the two communities. And I think if it goes ahead and there's funding, my first step would be to take it to design development stage where it is engineered, right? It is calculated and detailed. Only then will I approach DBKL, if you like, and then socialize, as I've said, socialize and get them familiarized with what it is, right? Because they've never approved a building like that, right? Get the engineering calculations, show them the precedence of other bridges around the world and why this bridge at 30 meters will also stand up to many things. We'll have bicycles going across, people running across, maybe motorbikes as well, and connect the two communities.
Thank you. I also want to thank Lucas Lu for helping us to answer some of the questions online. That helps us to clear away some of the questions. Thank you very much, Lucas.
Yeah, I like to give a plug to Lucas. Lucas, if you're not aware, guys, he is the founder of SEED, SEAD, SEED Build. Look them up. They're based in Perak. They're doing good work. I sort of engage with them quite a bit on certain things, and I think they, together with Ahmad Maslan, are the forerunners. They will actually help a lot in the bamboo world in Malaysia to grow it.
Yeah, we may have to skip a few questions and see whether we can get to those more pertinent ones. What is the process in Indonesia in applying for a building permit for a bamboo structure?
Yeah, in Indonesia,
Yes.
We can make the building permit for the bamboo. Yeah, especially in Bali, because we have the traditional house using bamboo from our cultures. So the local government allow us to for the building permit in Bali.
They allow or they actually give actual approval, the stamp of approval.
A stamp of approval.
Or they do, like those buildings in Green School and all the super bungalows. They have got approval. All right.
Yeah.
All these buildings you see in Green School, Green Village, and Bali have what you call an IMB, Pak Widhi.
Yeah.
Izin membangun or membina bangunan,
Bangunan.
Yeah. So it is an actual, like a building permit, if you like, that gives you, and you have to submit drawings and sometimes calculations to get it. Once you've got that, you can start building, but the onus is on the designer and the builder, right, to conform as well. That's where the danger is, right? You get approved on a set of drawings and nothing else, and you have to, on your own, be responsible for that.
Okay, thank you. The next question from Ching Chon Kwek. Can you explain the joint details of bamboo column to stone? Any anchor plate? How do you join the column to the stone at the base?
Yeah, it's a long process to answer that. I think Pak Widhi and I will probably agree that you have to look online. It's very simple. It uses a rebar. Yeah, you use a rebar set into the foundation coming up, and your bamboo comes down into the rebar. The rebar is to be in the bamboo by at least 60 cm, and then you fill in the void where the rebar is so that it binds the bamboo pole to the rebar and then links it to the foundation. Very briefly. Okay, but look online, there's many on it. On my Instagram also, I've shown a diagram of it, so have a look.
Next question from Tu Pilian. What are the maintenance concerns on bamboo building? As I can see, most of the projects are not in the city. Will it be a concern if we build near the city center where we have more pollution?
Yeah, basically, the maintenance, it seems like we have a wooden house. Yeah, wooden house, timber buildings. We need to recoatings every, let's say, 2 years or 3 years. Depend to which part of that may be exposed to the direct sunlight, something like that. If you use the bamboo roof, it's need to change and replace around 5 years, but only the top layer of the roof, something like that. Yeah, and after that, yeah, if there are some, let's say the rafter of some of the wall crack or need to change, just change part by part, not all the buildings, something like that.
Okay. A simple one. Do bamboo floor need waterproofing if the floor is raised?
It's need minimum is 60 centi up from the ground.
From the
If,
ground.
yeah, so it reduce the humid of from the soil, and also you need you need to have the stone or the concrete base for your columns, so
Okay.
the water not come into the bamboo, something like that.
A question from Facebook for Pak Widi. How many types of bamboo were used in the construction for the building in China?
During in China, there are only 3 type of bamboo.
Okay.
The big one, the structure, we use a big bamboo. It's around 14, 16 centi diameter. We call it bamboo petung, the big one. The small one for the rafter, we use black bamboo. It's around 6 to 7 diameter, and bamboo tali, we call it bamboo tali. The only 3.
Okay, next question from Dr. Srazali Arifin. With the high cost of bamboo building, it will still be an elite group of people to experience, not for the poor. Therefore, building for the masses is back to square one. Do you agree with this? That bamboo building seems to be it's very elitist, only for the rich, and the poor man's material become the rich man's toy, kind of a situation.
If I can answer that.
Yes, please.
Think about the 3 wise men currently on their flights of fancies to Mars, to outer space, right? Spending billions. Think of Bangladesh, in terms of bamboo or shack buildings. Guess how many buildings there are now currently today in Bangladesh? 70 million people live in bamboo shacks. Not 7 million, 70 million people, right? So these are poor bamboo shacks. And our job as architects and designers is to improve those shacks, to come up with ways of how we can make these affordable and systemized, prefabricated for these people, so that they can use bamboo still, because it's in their backyard, learn to treat and use bamboo in the best way so that our lifestyles can be improved, right? It is affordable and is doable, provided we concentrate on it rather than concentrating on just elitist luxury buildings.
Yes.
We need both for society to survive and for bamboo to grow.
And if there are listeners out there who are with the universities, academicians, I think it would be good if some of us can take up the challenge to do more research in bamboo construction and bamboo as a building material. Yeah.
Totally.
Okay, let's take another question from Facebook. Question for Eugene. In your opinion, what is the possibility to engage and recruit the indigenous people of Malaysia to build a pool of bamboo architecture builders for the transference of skills both ways between traditional and modern? This may offer an opportunity for indigenous people of the country to have access to capacity building, to employment, and to preserve, as well as to expand the cultural heritage of his people. I think that's a very good question and statement.
Already pressed. I'm working on 3 fronts on this.
Excellent.
With Epic, with the Orang Asli houses, with Daniel Thiel in Discover Native, and also with the group in Sabah. These are only 3 I can think of. There's probably 1 or 2 more of how to use and tap into what already has been learned by the indigenous people, their skills, their craftsmanship, their bamboo knowledge. All this needs to come in, right, on a very bare basics level and start developing up. And they can then bring bamboo in quickly to grow, to try and match up with the other materials that we're using, like steel, and timber, which is fast running out and fast becoming expensive and hard to get as well, right?
Okay, there's one question from Zini Po. My understanding is that bamboo shingle roof needs to be replaced every 5 years or so, even if it's been coated. Will the architects take the responsibility for the maintenance for a lifetime?
Okay, so sorry, Widhi, I'll answer this one because this has applied to me a few times.
Yeah.
As architects and designers, it is our role and responsibility to educate the clients about bamboo, right? We are not trying to sell them or design them a concrete tile that's going to last 20 years. We're not doing that. We are selling them a material that's sustainable, that is renewable, right? And also to be able to maintain it and say that, yes, with a bamboo building, you're going to have to renew it every 5 years. You're going to have to check it every 3 years, right? And it is all about acceptance. If someone does not buy into sustainability, you're not going to convince them to build a bamboo building for sure, right? The first thing is then to accept first that I want something sustainable. If you want that, yes, you have to pay for it, maybe sometimes a bit more, but that is why you want it. If not, then you will not be convinced that bamboo is going to work.
Okay, I think
Yeah, maybe I can add.
okay, please do.
Yeah. The most important as a bamboo architect is to educate the clients, and I'm agree with that. And we need to educate the client. I mean, we will tell them about the bamboo itself, the material, how they grow, and how the treatment, how to maintenance, how the construction running on site, and yeah, something like that. So from the discussion at the first with the clients, the client know that, oh, the bamboo is like this. So there is no question after the building finish. So they already know about the bamboo itself, about the building itself. Yeah. Thank
Okay,
you.
let's take another question from Facebook, and this may be our last question. We are almost approaching 12:45. Question to Eugene concerning the carbon footprint that leaves behind by the production of treated bamboo. What is your view of the use of bamboo in sustainable urban development and or green city initiative operating to the current trend in Malaysia?
It's a very deep question.
Yes.
Bamboo treatment, certain bamboo treatments like soap treatment is a closed loop. Okay, so there's no carbon footprint once you start off with an investment. Your treatment solution lasts forever. Basically, you have to top up obviously with water and chemicals, but it goes in a closed loop. So that is an advantage. If you start obviously burning and heating, yes, there is a carbon footprint there, but imagine that against timber or making steel or making concrete, right?
Yeah,
way out. We're talking way out. Right? The figures will prove it. So yeah, it's a win there, not a loss.
So do you cover this kind of issues in your courses as well, in your course on carbon footprint?
Not too much, only on the top surface, because our course specializes on basically design and construction of bamboo for architects, for designers.
Not so much theoretical.
More practical as well. Practical.
Yeah, more practical,
really,
more practical. Yeah.
Yeah, I think I encourage institutes and universities, right, schools of architecture to take that on, right? Build a unit, a bamboo unit. Many have already. I think about 10% of universities have started that, and institutes as well to educate their architects and engineers, right? All that helps to bring up bamboo.
Okay, good. I think that may be it. We not possible to answer all the questions, but I guess being the moderator, maybe I reserve to ask the last questions.
Sure.
I find that the examples that you guys have been showing are all pure bamboo structures. Is there a possibility for us to combine the best of bamboo with the best of other materials so that with the integrated integrated use of different materials for building purposes? Would it be a better way out instead of pure bamboo construction?
Yeah, in my projects, we have some project that combine with the other materials. Usually, yeah, if my clients they feel that it's bamboo, but they want to combine because of let's say maybe sedikit ragu-ragu about the bamboo. So I give them advice that okay, we can combine with the other material that let's say it's concrete or steel, but we can use the other with the bamboo, so it's combined. And yeah, but it's not easy for me to design that because yeah, it's different material, the different method of the design also, and how to do it. Yeah, need time. Yeah.
Thank you, Pak Widhi. How about you, Eugene? What's your take on this?
Coincidentally, right after this meeting or after this talk, I have a meeting with a client, which is in the second stage of designing a bamboo hybrid house. Right, he wants a house that can combine his timber. He's got a lot of timber, stone, and even concrete. Right, so this is a challenge. This is a challenge for many architects as well. But for me, anywhere I can apply bamboo in, whether it be a full bamboo building, full count, or part bamboo hybrid building, is a win for bamboo, right, for me. And the success of it depends on the designer, right? Depends on the designer. How you are able to skillfully combine and use bamboo so that bamboo can actually, in many cases, almost dominate or come to the forefront of the building. And eventually people will win over. Use bamboo as much as you can in small ways, starting off, right? If you're not sure, like we say, a bit ragu-ragu, you can start small and then slowly build confidence in using bamboo. Make small steps and eventually, yeah, you might end up with a full count bamboo building. Wow.
Yeah, I can see that perhaps if that kind of approach may able to make the adoption of bamboo more easily in the community by the public, so that we use the best of what bamboo can offer and then eliminate the not so good aspect of bamboo. For example, the roof. Let's say if you have to change the roof every 5 years, whether you could combine with other more lasting materials so that you don't have to have that kind of issues with the roof. Yeah?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, I think that's about it. Thank you very much, everyone.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. That was excellent.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. See you guys.
See you
Bye.
guys.
Bye.
Bye.